Kia tau, kia tātou katoa, kia atawhai o tō tātou ariki a ihu karati, me te aroha o te atua, me te whiwhinga tahitanga, i te wairua tapu, ake, amine.
It's been a year.
Been a year. Yep. So I moved back down to Christchurch and yeah, it's been a journey.
Cool. So who did you decide to live with? Because your parents live there, but...
They do. So I didn't move back home. I moved in with another family who I've known my whole life. Our parents are good friends and they're also part of the Jesus Now crew. So it was really nice because it was like going back to family.
Cool.
I'm doing a part-time Māori course and I'm also working for Te Kura Correspondence School as a learning support person. I really enjoyed doing that role.
Cool.
I feel like I fit into it well. Definitely a God thing, the whole setup, how it came about. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying it, working with the kids, helping them out, and just being able to talk to like a variety of different people who live all across the South Island.
So that's all really cool. And so, like, when you're doing that, what's the Lord been showing you as you do that? And, like, what's He been telling you since you last up here? Gave you some insights about your personality and how's that going?
Yeah, so it was really cool heading back into that environment and just feeling loved and welcome and accepted by all the whānau down there where I've been living. They live right by the beach, which is amazing. I love the beach. So I go for walks daily. And so that's where I get to like talk to God and have my prayer time. And on those walks, He's said a few things to me.
You're like the beach vibe communication with God.
Yeah.
I like it's cool.
Definitely, yeah. So that's where I've heard from Him the most, I think.
It's cool.
Yeah.
So you went from this beach to Christchurch Beach.
Yeah, that's the one. So yeah, I've seen some cool things, cool pictures. It's also been really cool watching your guys' videos. They've been really good prompts for things to pray about and like what the Lord's currently doing with you guys, and then I'll try and apply it to myself, I guess, and see what I need to work on as well, and just continuing to develop the relationship, which has just gotten better and stronger over the year, which has been so amazing. And yeah, so just like hearing from the Lord, feeling the anointing, like His presence, I've just felt that way more frequently as the years progressed. So yeah, I love it. And then also getting to connect with new people down south as well. It's been awesome, like hearing their stories and yeah, just creating a family.
Being like more open and chatting about God to people.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. It's my favourite subject, talking about God, because that's when I get all chatty, which is a big change from what I used to be like, because I used to just be quite shut down.
Yeah.
So it's nice being able to talk more and having people to talk to, and yeah, so it's really cool that the Lord's placed those types of people around me.
Cool. So with the videos, what one actually stood out that you started to apply, and the Lord, did He show you anything? Or
Yeah, so when you guys first started doing the jewel videos, that was really cool. I thought it worked well, like we're doing here.
Yeah.
And so it was the releasing the anointing part 1. That was the one that like really got me. So through that, I got a fresh touch from the Lord. That one was talking about the bar graphs.
Yeah.
And so you guys shared about your different ones. And so I was like, okay, Lord, like I want to find out what my one is. And so I got praying. I didn't actually get it straight away. I soon figured out that it was talkative and attentive. Yeah.
Cool.
And so the one that I was terrible at, like a 1.5 kind of thing, that was my talkative side. So not doing well in that area. And then my attentive one was a bit better. It's about an 8.
Yeah, you're very attentive.
Yeah.
She analyzes everything and she really focuses.
Yeah.
But when you lived here, you barely said anything. It was all very trapped.
Yes.
Yeah. So now you're trying to do a new walk, be open. Turns out talking is your personality. And we're like, what?
Yeah. Man, I was so quiet last year, just so shut down. And then it's like thinking back, how did I do that whole year with no talking? Like, it's just terrible. And so I was kind of there, but I just kind of like sit there and I'd absorb things, but I just like internalize everything and I wouldn't really let people know what was going on.
Yeah, so you're very attentive, but we had no idea what she was thinking, if anything was going in, what she wanted us to like tell her. Because we were like, Zoe, ask us questions. And then I got like 0 questions.
Yeah. I think it took me like 2 months to come up with one question. And then after that, I didn't really do it.
It was a hard one. I was like, oh.
Yeah. So they are kind of opposites as well when you think about it, like most of them have been. Because, yeah, if you're talking all the time, it doesn't give people much room to speak or do things if it's like you're the one filling up the space.
Yeah, because normally you'd think attentive would be like just a listener.
Yeah, which is what I have been. I've just been a fly on the wall. So, yeah, just got to bring the balance, make it work.
You've got a big personality.
Yeah, needs to be expressed.
She actually loves talking.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So, during the year, after you've done the bar graph, and you know what you're supposed to be, and you know what's lacking, and then the Lord starts to show you, like, the middle ground and what's, like, stopping it. And do you want to, like, share a little bit of what's been your dampener?
Yeah, so my middle ground for that was that I had a fear of wanting to do the right thing and not upsetting people.
Which just made you, like, not do anything.
Yeah, completely shut me off. An example of an event that noticeably shut me down more was when I was 11. I was part of a netball team, not very good at it, but as more of a social thing, you know, when you're that age. And the team we were versing, they were just, I don't know, the girls weren't very nice. It threw the girls and I and our netball team a bit off because we hadn't really come across that behaviour before in people. So they were kind of like talking after the game about it, a bit of, you know, gossip or something.
Yeah.
And then so I decided to join in and I was like, oh yeah, the girl I was with, she was such a bad word, you know?
Yeah.
And after that, after I said that, just like this, I don't know, like a wave or something of just, I think it was guilt or shame or whatever. And it just came over me. It was so weird. And it's like everything went darker or like a grey. Yeah, and so I just felt like weighed down.
Yeah.
By that.
And then because you're Zoe, you like totally processed it, eh?
Yeah, definitely. And so I didn't want it to get worse. And so I was like, I can't, you know, I was like super, I can't say anything bad. Was like a fear kind of thing because I was like, oh no, I didn't want that bad feeling to get worse because it just stayed on me.
Yeah. So the feeling freaked you out.
Yeah.
So from then on, you didn't want to join in with any sort of banter. Oh, that's why you don't do the... Okay, so the Maloney's do a lot of mocking banter. And then Zoe would never join in, but that's probably why.
Yeah.
Because when you joined in with girls being a bit bantery and hassling someone, you felt horrible.
Yeah.
Right, that makes sense.
I did. So yeah, while you guys are joking and stuff, I was like, yeah, just quiet. Oh man. Yeah. Anxiousness.
Do you have a story with that, or?
I think I have felt it quite a few times, but the most recognizable one where I finally put a name to the feeling was like before I came up here.
Mm.
Just, yeah, I just felt anxious about the trip, traveling by myself, even though I'd caught an aeroplane before, but this trip just seemed a bit bigger because it was like by myself up to Tauranga, even though I literally like lived here and I know you guys well, I'd spent lots of time here. But then like catching the bus myself from Tauranga to Auckland and then meeting my family here and there's like a bus transfer. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I've done that. I like studied the map.
Yeah.
Because I get lost easily. But it's easy.
But it's more the people as well, because I was just thinking, like, I don't know, because there's some weirdos around and it's like I didn't want to be seated next to a weird person and yeah.
So you just have to like, you get the anxiety and just have to like push it away, or you just start talking and it went away?
Yeah, just start talking and it goes.
Cool.
Yeah.
The middle ground seems to be filled with anxiety and fear.
Yeah. Which is funny because I didn't even realize, didn't put a name to it, because I just tried to suppress it and I was like, no, I'm so chill. Like, you just don't bother me.
You always pretend to be chill.
Yeah.
Like internally you're like
freaking out. Yeah, so tense and just like analysing everything. And I was like, oh, I don't want to say the wrong thing and yeah, pushing things down. So yeah, it's funny because I was just putting on a mask. No, I'm chill, it's whatever. I don't mind.
I'm nonchalant.
Yeah.
You're like, is Zoe, where's she gone? Is she even there?
Mm.
Like sink into the background.
Exactly. And I'm like, no, I don't have an opinion. It's just it's like, no, actually.
And you analyse everything. I think, I'm pretty sure she does have an opinion.
Yeah.
So you have like a thing with suppressing things under the rug.
Yeah.
That's your mode of operation.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to talk about that, like in terms of things and people?
Yeah. So, for example, grew up in Christchurch, 2011. They had the earthquakes. You were there for it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, they happened, and lots of other people were emotional, had anxiety, and you know, because you never know when the next one's going to happen, the damage it'll do. Even while it's happening, it's like, is it going to get bigger? Is the roof just going to collapse on me?
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole lot of things. And then it's like, do I have a home to live in and everything? And so I was having these thoughts and, you know, hearing the conversations from the adults and stuff. But yeah, so while it was happening, like the earthquakes, for the February, the big one, I was at school. There were heaps of kids around me. They were crying, freaking out. And then the teacher's trying to calm everyone down. But at that time, I didn't cry. I was just like, you know, it's okay, guys. It's fine.
I'm super chill.
Yeah. Whereas I didn't even realize, so it would have just been subconsciously like I was freaking out. And then, yeah, putting on the face like, no, it's fine. So, yeah, there's been like a few major events like that where, like, in the moment it's been chill, and for years after I was like, oh, no, it didn't affect me. Like, it's fine, it's just whatever. But then these last few years, it feels like the Lord's been kind of uncovering stuff and having to deal with that childhood trauma.
Yeah. So,
yeah, it's been interesting having that all uncovered and how I've been processing it, because then as it's been uncovered, I'm like, oh yeah, that did happen and it did actually affect me.
Yeah.
And then putting names to the feelings and actually just realizing how it did affect me.
Yeah.
And then so I'm like, okay, Lord, we have these feelings. How do I process it? Like, what do I do with them? Because then that's the middle ground, because it's like now they've come to the surface and they're just there.
Yeah. So the more talking, the more you're like pushing it out.
Exactly, yeah. So once I recognized that I had these thoughts and was working through it, that was still internal. And then I realized like you have to talk to people about it, to like let it go, let it out. 'Cause it has to come, well, it has to get out somehow, you know? Can't just stay there. And
It's like breaking the power of a secret.
exactly.
Because the secret of any sort of trauma or issue like suppresses you. Yeah.
Yeah. Really weighs you down. Because when you like let it go, it's so freeing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that was one of the other things with the netball story. Like I had that weight, and then how I got kind of set free from that feeling, which is only super recently. So it's been with me for years. After I'd watched your video about forgiving the way. Yeah. And I just got the thing from the Lord about being talkative and attentive and how those are my personalities. So with my talkative, I started off with talking to the Lord, which when I go for the beach walks looks like I'm talking to myself.
Cool.
But yeah, no, so that's all right. But yeah, so I was just like talking to the Lord about it. So that was the talking. So that's what set me free. So that like heavy feeling of guilt and shame, and I don't even know what else, just the yucky feeling. So that completely got lifted, and my sight, like the way I viewed things, just became lighter. So it's like that lens that I was viewing the world from, out of like guilt and shame, like the bad things that I'd done, that just got lifted. So since then,
I was just going to say, like, I remember Dad telling you last year when you were struggling to talk to us that he's like, at least talk to the Lord. That's talking. And then obviously that it worked.
yeah.
Cool.
So that's been the breakthrough.
Yeah. He's listening.
Yeah. It's so nice.
Yeah. No, don't diminish anybody's trauma.
Yeah.
Because like you get the feelings, you get the feelings.
Yeah. Because it doesn't even seem that bad. Like, it's like calling someone a bad name. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, it's not nice. And it's kind of like, people have done way worse kind of thing. And then so in my mind, I'm like, I feel silly that I let that little thing affect me so much.
Yeah.
But it did. Like, it actually affected me heaps. Because it just weighed me down. Like, it was just changed in a moment.
I know. Like, we could delve into that for ages. It's amazing. Because, like, how lovely are you?
Yeah.
That little thing.
Yeah, I couldn't even say that.
Yeah, that little thing had a massive change.
Yeah.
What would you tell your kid self? You'd say, just say, oh, I don't like that I said that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Snap it out.
Exactly. You have to. Instead of letting it weigh me down and internalizing it and not telling anybody how I felt.
Yeah.
Because I just felt this heaviness, and instead of going to ask for help or like, how do I, get rid of it or something, I just sat with it.
So stoic.
Terrible. Yeah, squishing the shit out. Because I didn't swear. This is like the first time I've sworn. Literally, after that, I never swore. So yeah, with this latest breakthrough, the middle ground needs to go because it's obviously not working. The middle ground is the barrier between the two personalities merging.
Yeah.
So with the talkative and the attentive, they need to be merged together.
But what does Zoe really want to do? She really wants to merge them together so she can
squish the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Get rid of it. Needs to go.
put it in the trash.
Yeah. Need to get my talking up. Because, like, this has been great.
Yep.
I love talking. Talking is what brings me joy. So I've just been joyless.
Last year would have been so different.
Yeah.
I was so excited, and then you turned up, and I was like, we're going to have so much fun. And then I tried nice, and that didn't work. And then eventually I just went away. Sam had more luck with you because he's so talkative himself. So he just filled all the air with his own talking.
Yeah.
And I didn't because my talking's not quite up to par.
Getting there.
Yeah. And then so you didn't say much, and it was like, oh.
So we didn't even, like, talk to each other last year. Yeah.
No, not much.
Yeah.
It's not fun. So he's a really good talker. We wanted to say lots of stuff.
Yeah. Just gotta keep practicing, getting better. Yeah.
Because it's anointed.
It
It's her
is.
God-given personality
Yeah.
that he's forming.
Mm.
And he wants it, like, way up.
Definitely be equal.
Cool. Well, that was pretty good. So I guess that's it for today.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. I was going to be all formal. Thank you. I was like, oh, that sounds weird. Thanks for coming and sharing. So you could do one, like, every year or every 6 months, an update. A Zoe update.
Yeah.
Like a vlog, your own life vlog.
See what's new.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was awesome. Okay, thanks everybody for listening.
Yep, cool. Thanks for having me. Ka kite, everybody.